Hi, it's Roni, and welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Round 6. Hashtag 30DSCBL6 if you want to look at it on Instagram. And then there's the Facebook group, but I'll leave links down there below. This is a sketch for today. So simple. You'd think I'd be done in no time. You guys won't have anything to watch hardly. But no, I got a little bit more. Just a little bit. But it is a pretty plain Jane layout, even when I get done. I'm going to use 3 pictures because it calls for 3 pictures. And I've had these forever, 2005, I believe, and I haven't never scrapped them. I'll run across the one for the baby animal feeding thing that I've got. And then I'll run across the pictures. Well, I am not going to use the baby animal feeding thing. I am going to save that for my daughter's scrapbook, and this one's for mine. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in mine. And the paper I've got is Echo Park. It's Country Kitchen and Country Cowboy. And then I've got some Saturday Afternoon. And that's kind of on the old side, but it has to do with breakfast. And they're feeding baby goats. I'm taking the pictures. And I mean, those goats was everywhere. It was so funny. And Jake did not want to have anything to do with it. He's the smaller one. And that's why Melody has 2 bottles, because those little goats scared him. He felt like they were attacking him. It has a banner across here, and I am going to put it on here, and I am going to end up moving it because I realize it's on top of my grandson's head, and I decided rather it cover up the baby goats a little bit more and have his head not covered up. It's not the whole thing, but just part of it. It looks kind of funny. And look how crooked that is. I had to pull out my T-square ruler. It's so bad. And while it's bad, it still looks a little crooked later. But then when I move it, because that's on his head, I will line it up with the top of the picture so I don't have to worry about a T-square ruler. That piece of paper, I think that's the only one that's scrapped from Country Cowboy. But it seemed to go. And it has like a little different banner up there in the left-hand corner. It's kind of cut in half. I mean, it looks like a banner, but it looks cut in half. So I'm going to cut it in half first and then cut the tail, the fish tail. Now, I know y'all are going to end up thinking this is punched out Thursday because I am going to make a baby goat with my punches. Well, I'm going to use the build a fox builder. One or the other is by Stampin' Up. I'm going to use it. But I'm going to put a title on first. And since it was such a wild frenzy, every time you go somewhere and feed animals, you know they're getting fed all day long, constantly. And they still want more. I don't even know how they hold it. So it's going to be feeding frenzy. And I only had 2 lowercase e's. So I'm going to use upper and lower and kind of mix them up. I know I could have probably Frankenstein one, but I wanted to get busy making my little goat. Yeah, and so I decided I would just go ahead and put it on there and mix the letters up. You will see me using antique linen to make the pages look old, the different things. I did it on the little sticker and that piece of paper in the middle because it had 4 sides that were done and needed 1 more. The Stampin' Up punch, I'm going to punch it out like, I'm thinking 5 times. I think that's what it is because I wanted extra. And I'm going to save the extra body parts. And I'm going to tell you now, my last video, for some reason, the words didn't match the video. And it may not today. So I'm going to try and do something. I mean, I just going to hope for the best. I'm going to take one of the body, the actual body part, the bottom of the body and cut the bottom layer off, and then cut it down the middle for 2 legs and 2 feet. Then I am going to glue them on the back of another body, and that way his little legs are sticking out. Then I'm punching out the scallop punch, and I didn't need all of it, but I'm going to take the 1-inch oval punch and make 2 feet, and I'm going to make sure there's 2 little scallops for each foot. That way it'll look like a hoof or something, that's my idea. But I'm centering the center part. It kind of looks like a heart without a point on the end by the time I get done. And it's going to be the 2 front feet. I am putting foam tape behind each one so they'll stand out just a little bit. And I'm going to set that aside and work on the head. This looks like the voices match in the video, but it did before, and when I did the replay, it didn't. The head is a 1-inch circle, and I took a really light blue powder, I think it's chalk ink, and went around the head, and I am going to do all the white body parts with it. Well, I think there's only the head and the horns, because these little goats have horns. And I'm showing how to cut the horns from the extra white head, because otherwise they look like ears. But I did cut it in half first, put them back to back so the horns would match. And now I am using what they call the face of the fox. I cut it in half, and I'm going to use 1/2 on one side of the head and 1/2 on the other for ears. And these goats, if you look at the pictures, their ears are sticking straight out, and I will point that out towards the end of the video. But I decided to have this one to have floppy ears, like they're hanging down. Not quite the same, but I couldn't resist. Have you all heard of fainting goats? My daughter wants one like crazy because she wants to watch them faint, and I'm sure she'd be playing with it like crazy too. But she has 3 dogs. I don't know what they'd think about a baby goat fainting around them. I was looking at this, and as many times that I've wished for oval eyes, little small ovals, and haven't had them, I finally decided to look through my stuff and figure out something. And so I got out the Heidi Swap. It's a die that says lovely. And then decided I'd use the negative of the letter Y, because I noticed there was a little black piece in there already. And I thought, oh, that should work, and it does. So the eyes they look kind of funny because they're pretty long and pointed, but the top part is oval. Now the muzzle's going to be a brown, and to make the muzzle, I used the oval punch, and then kind of measured it on the extra face, but then put it on the other face, and still ended up trimming off some. And I do notice that this face the muzzle is a little longer than the one on my sample one. You can't get everything exactly right. At least I can't. If I don't have something to measure it or punch it out exactly, I can't get it right all the time. Now I decided to go ahead and get my gel pen out and to use it and to give some character to my little goat. And another reason is because I didn't do any nostrils, since the muzzle is a dark brown. I wanted to make sure it showed up, and so I did it with the white gel pen. So it looks like it's just got highlights where the nozzle is, but I'm highlighting the whole body, and then I'll be done. Well, sort of, kind of, because I am going to add something to it in a little while. But it's going to sit over there, and you will see it better in the close-ups. I completely forgot to hold it up to the camera so you could see it. And of course, I didn't want to zoom in. I forget to zoom out. You would think, as many videos as I've done, I'd be a professional by now. Well, I haven't never got paid for it, so you're not a professional unless you get paid for it. So yeah, I'm still an amateur. But I decided to go ahead and use my little test sample prototype one on my layout too. I was planning on saving it for a card, but I decided, oh, that one looks so cute down there and alone. I need to add just a little friend to go along with her. It's a her because she's got a pink bottle. But I'm going to change something on that bottle. And it's the cutest little bottle. It's Jolie's Boutique Repeats, I think they call it. And it's a little tiny shaker, so it has pink sequins in it. Tiny, tiny sequins in it. I went to make a heart, and I should have just got a smaller heart to start with because I ended up cutting the one that I made down and down and down. So it's only part of a heart showing. So you think the rest of it's down underneath that uh, banner across there. I do not know how a black spot got on this paper, but I decided to use a black velvet Heidi Swap to go for my splattering just because of that one little black spot. So it'll look like it's supposed to be there. But I thought I'd use the top of the baby bottle as a template to make a different color nipple on the baby bottle because it's bright pink. And I thought a teal color green, well, kind of a vintage looking teal color green. It's not a very bright green. I thought it'd work better, so I am using the other one as a template just to make it. And then that way I didn't have to think. Take the pencil and draw and fussy cut, which I do pretty often. Fussy cut, yeah. So I figured I could handle that. And I don't mind fussy cutting. I think because we did so much cutting when I was a kid. I made ball clothes. Oh, the thoughts of how they look now. I was so proud of them back then. I ran across something one of us made at my mom's house, and I thought, boy, those stitches are about as big as the whole outfit. But be sure to check out down there below because Christy, Moira, Crystal, and I think Q is all crafts. JQ Crafty, maybe that's it. Jackie's doing them all month, and I'm doing whenever I can. But yeah, there was my little goats, and yeah, they may not look 100% like goats, but I thought he needed a big head so he could do some head butting. And I think one of them did that to Jake when he was holding that bottle's why he didn't like it. But yeah, that's my little goats, and those are my pictures of my two grandkids and my daughter. And of course, I'm the mamarazzi taking the pictures. But hope y'all would leave a comment down there below. And if you liked the video, hit a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you who already are, thank you so much. But have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.